podcast excellence since 2005. This is the King of Podcasts radio network, kingofpodcasts.com.
So forget about the matchmaking sites, the increased prices on dating apps. Have I got a dating app to talk to you about? And a couple of young, beautiful ladies that you wish you could date have made a dating app just like that. Let's talk about it.
We are all a little depraved and debaucherous. Here is the King of Podcasts.
And welcome to the program, a special edition of the Depraved and Debaucherous program, which you can find, of course, through courtesy of kingofpodcasts.com, through all my different websites when it comes to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Music. On the YouTube channel, by the way, of mine, King of Podcasts, you can find it all right there on the website, kingofpodcasts.com. Maybe you might have caught one of my audiograms out there, and that's what caught you to the program. Well, anyway, thanks for being on and checking out the show. I appreciate it. So today, we're going to go ahead and introduce all of you to this. You know, we hear a lot about so many different dating apps out there. And, you know, I talk about the issues of being fatigued and being overwhelmed by, you know, are we going to be completely cynical and blackpilled by the fact that we're never going to be able to use a dating app, it'll never be good for us? Well, listen, I have taken the opportunity when it is brought upon me. I'll go ahead and talk to those companies out there that are trying to do something a little different and trying to go ahead and recreate and re-evolutionize the way we look at dating apps. I'll give them a chance, just like all of you. So here you go. We're going to talk to the folks at SCiMatch. SCiMatch. And they say this, quote, they don't consider themselves just another dating app. We are, quote, your AI matchmaker, leveraging AI not as a gimmick, but as a core component of our matchmaking process to dramatically improve your odds of finding a truly compatible partner. By analyzing data from your facial biometrics, we explore deeper aspects of your personality, ensuring the relationships that you form are built to last. So here I have the co-founders of SCiMatch. I'm here with Yanina and Viktoriya Strylets. Thank you for being on with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us. We are so excited to be on your podcast and talk a little bit what we do at SCiMatch and how we do it differently.
So one thing I got to say is that when I got to go and see both of you being a part of this, you know, I say to myself, if you look at these two young women here and how they look from first glance, if you had to go through the biometrics and put that through SCiMatch, you would probably say these might be two ideal dating candidates for some of you out there because you both look like Bond girls when I look at the end of the day. But it's always interesting how we have either dating coaches or people out there that have to be attractive in order for people to go and feel like, okay, this might be something that's good for me. So when you look at creating this site and looking at it, what is it that you feel like is your own background of dating and from others that you've learned from that prompted SCiMatch?
I mean, first of all, the fundamental that we use in SCiMatch, we don't match people on looks or likes or preferences. We match people based on their personalities. And this concept actually was created by our own experience. I'm talking me, Viktoriya, specifically, on being in many relationships that were so good on the paper, but few years into this relationship, when your personalities are already clear and you're comfortable around each other, you find out that this relationship don't stand a chance in the long term because of your personality misalignment. And you already spent those 2 years and end up nowhere. So this is how this concept been born, matching people based on personalities, which is a great insight how healthy your relationship will be, how long-lasting your relationship will be. So we do have so much experience with the dating apps, and we saw there's what they really lacking is this fundamental criteria of matching based on personality.
I want to ask something now. On TikTok, I've been seeing lately, there's one page I keep getting dropped on my For You page of what's called Beauty Match. So they take biometrics and they talk about certain celebrities and their looks. And they talk about their jawline. They talk about like the look of their face and the equalization from their forehead to their nose to their chin, the size, if it's a compact face, if it's a longer face, if they have certain impurities. And then they give you an analysis of what is considered attractive. And they have a particular idea of what that is. Now, was that something that you ever encountered yourself if there was something that you learned about biometrics where you looked at, okay, if someone tried to examine either one of you, you're both twins, very equally, what would be said attractive in this beauty scale, according to this biometrics that was being designed? It would say the same thing, probably above the 75 or 87 percentile of what the mainstream would find attractive. Was there something that you found out about with this technology and the idea that, well, there's something about a person's face that what identifies beauty, do you subscribe to that? And is that the thing that you feel like was a component that would make a difference on how people will go ahead and match with each other and how you might find mates just by looks? Look, we've seen Hot or Not. We've seen other sites, obviously, that do the swipe left or right. But identifying the measurement of the face. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, the thing is, we do not do this beauty index. Like
Right.
we do, what we use the face scan for is to identify your personality traits, your big 5 character traits. So this is, and we use face data because it's more reliable than self-reported data. But at the same time, we're not undermining the importance of chemistry, importance of physical attraction. So that's why on our dating app, we actually have another AI-powered feature called Celebrity Crush. And what it helps you to do, it helps you to find people that looks like your favorite celebrity, basically filtering all the candidates based on your type. And after all, we all have types, right?
Right. No, I want to ask you this. We'll get back to Celebrity Crush. I want to follow up on that. So if it's not about the measurement of the face, what you say about the facial features that you're identifying, you're able to find personality traits using deep neural networks, the patterns in the faces that predict key personality characteristics. So can you give me an idea of what personality traits you're able to find from someone's facial features? Like, what is there anything that's kind of common that you can commonly see from someone that determines their personality?
Yeah. So because there is a link between facial features and personality traits, we were able to educate our neural networks to accurately predict big 5 character traits from the facial features such as extroversion, openness, conscientiousness, neuroticism, agreeableness, those 5. And you can basically, to simplify it, you can think of teaching an algorithm like teaching a child to recognize an orange. You show your neural networks many oranges, and over time, they learn what oranges look like. The same with faces. Same algorithm learn to identify extroverted face by analyzing many examples of how those faces look like. So, going back to your question about specific facial features that might drive those classifications, we're different from face readers. Like face readers, they usually pick up on specific morphological features like nose, big nose, or large forehead, or something like that might be correlated with personality traits. We are more scientific approach, more AI approach. We let our deep neural networks pick up patterns in your face that will be important for them to predict your personality traits.
Now, these are exterior patterns. What about the interior patterns? Because then there are people that will see at face value someone that they might like, but then they might have personality traits. You know, they could have some personal inside traumatic experiences, or they might have certain traits that might be schizophrenic or sociopathic, or they could be very bipolar. I mean, there could be a lot of things about the person after you see that person in the face. How accurate can those deep neural networks identify with what's inside along with what's outside?
So our specifically talking about our deep neural networks today, they can accurately predict big five character traits that I mentioned before, including neuroticism, which will be more connected to like bipolar disorders and etc. But today we can accurately 87% accurately predict across all of those 5 dimensions.
Wow!
But our deep neural networks, they're not predicting bipolar disorders or psychopath, which will be, I think, different use cases.
Now, what about those that say about the fact that what is being presented here, you're using AI technology, but just to be clear, you're not creating partners that are AI generated. You're just using AI technology to meet real life partners for real life situations, correct?
Absolutely. We just use AI to facilitate the meaningful relationships. So basically, we're only using AI to scan your face, assess your personalities, and use this personality report to match with the person who will align you with your personality. And then people can take off from there. And you can imagine this like having a personal matchmaker with degree in psychology and relationship science and your fingertips, and all of it for free.
Now, part of the I got to think about too is that you make mention of how traditional apps might suggest desired romantic partners on likes and stated preferences. I think some of that is important. Like for me, I would say that, we want to make sure we find someone, if we don't want them to be a smoker or a drinker, someone that, might be a little bit addictive or a little more obsessive with certain vices. Someone that might not have children, or someone that might not have tattoos. Or like there might be other features besides the face that will be preferences that are not going to be conducive to finding the right person. Is that still embedded in what you're offering in this technology? So like besides, the facial recognition to help find a more suitable person, but what about the other parts? Is that still included into the preference into finding the right personality traits?
I would totally agree with you. All of those factors you mentioned are important and embedded in our algorithms, but we go further. So basically, we're not saying that the data that today's existing platforms using is wrong. It's just not sufficient. They're helping you to find this desirable partner, the person who you might like, but they're not giving you information. They're not matching you with person who will be good for you in terms of building happy relationship. And we do both. So yeah, we bring to both worlds together, which is personality and preferences. We filter based on preferences and likes, and then you can then check compatibility with any person and see how compatible you are. But the decision is always on you.
Now, the other thing I got to consider is that this would be something I know that, from my opinion, and from what I've been talking about on the program, that a lot of women might be very much interested in using the service because of various traits they're looking for in a man or just in a partner. That they're looking for someone that is of a certain a look of handsomeness that suits them, a certain status that they provide, certain confidence, and there's all these different things that a modern woman we've been hearing about, quote unquote, that are looking for, and are they only looking for someone, and then also the intent of finding someone that you want to be in a long-term relationship with. Are those components brought into account? Because, there's a lot of sites we know that they might be just for hookups, or they might be what we call the sugar relationship sites for sugar daddies and sugar babies, where people are just looking for something more than just a relationship, that there's something of benefit that behooves both the man and woman that are dating each other. Is that something that you look at as well? And have you seen some of the people that have subscribed to SCiMatch looking for those kind of things?
think our users are usually users who are looking for meaningful, long-lasting relationships. And this is what we're offering. And our new solution encourages genuine connection instead of mindless swiping. We want users to see profiles as a real individuals with unique personalities, because dating isn't game. It isn't something about only looks. It should be taken seriously. And we're just hoping at SCiMatch we hope to feel the next big shift in the dating landscape, from looks like swiping to the building real meaningful relationships.
1 second, I'm just looking for my next question. Hold on a second. So let's go ahead and talk about the price point. As we know now that these days the dating apps, they are full of giving any kind of feeling of whatever kind of price they want. For some cases, women are not being charged for the service. Meanwhile, men have to pay a premium. We're now to the point where Tinder and Hinge and all these others, they're now charging up to $500 for matchmaking services and trying to offer some premium service they feel like is going to be, because of the price point, that they're supposed to be getting a better reputation for finding matches. And of course, there's the guarantees that are put out there that if we don't find you somebody, if you can't find a match within 6 months, like Match.com gives, they'll give you another 6 months. Kind of a waste of time. But what I want to know is, what is it about the price point that you have that you feel like, to make it affordable and also make it where both men and women are definitely going to want to subscribe?
Yeah. First of all, the service is free. You have on the free plan, you have the ability to use our proprietary technology, but you have limited opportunities to check your compatibility with people. You have today 7 chances per day to check compatibility with different people using our AI, which is like for people who prefer slow dating, who don't want to swipe every day a lot. It's enough. For people who wants to find a date more faster, they can subscribe for unlimited plans where you can use the technology as much as you want. But the thing is, how our pricing is different, how our business model is different from other dating apps, is that we don't charge for unlimited likes or for opportunities to message your matches. We don't charge our users for matches itself. So basically, we don't make our users desperate, right? Desperate enough to subscribe for example, for Tinder Plus or et cetera, because they don't have enough matches or they don't have people who are responding to them. The only thing we charge for is to access to our proprietary technology, AI technology, which is expensive today to train.
Right. Now, the other part too is it's a one set price per month. It's not one of those where you're buying credits or buying a certain amount of access, and then there's other tiered offerings where, okay, well then if you buy at this tier, you get this. You're giving it as one set price.
Our pricing is transparent. We have monthly, weekly, monthly, annually, subscriptions. We have different tiers. We don't have credit system, but we have different tiers. For example, the basic subscription includes unlimited access to proprietary technology. We have also the opportunity to see who check compatibility with you, because we believe that those people are generally interested in your profile. At the same time, we give the opportunity for users to see who like them, which is premium on every other platform. But here we encourage mutual likes. We encourage connections. On more higher tiers, we offer the opportunity to use celebrity crush features and on top of everything that included in basic tier. But overall, we don't have credit system. Our business model, our pricing model is very transparent.
So the celebrity crush, I wanted to get back to that. I love the idea. The concept is it's different. I know there's not a lot of places I've seen that have done that, but I'm sure those that have been experienced with dating apps, they probably have thought of that idea. Yeah, I wish I could find a woman that kind of fits this role. And I think it's become even more so, not just from celebrities, but from influencers they see online. So listen, the same kind of young guys that are looking at dating apps and looking for women that they can find, they're also fantasizing of who they see on an Instagram page or on a TikTok page, might be dancing to a challenge or how they look and here's my outfit of the day or get ready with me kind of pages. There's those women that are out there also just as beautiful. But one of the areas I look at as well is, the amount of makeup, the amount of accessories, what they do to put themselves together, to make themselves look so beautiful. There are those that are going to appreciate a woman that is all well put together and a work that it takes to have a woman put themselves together. Like for both of you, I'm sure when I see the pictures of you in the promo kit and on the website, look, like fashion models. You are dolled up. You're, the hair, the makeup, everything's on point. The clothing, the fashion, the fit, all of it is like, wow. But then there's a difference between a woman that a guy might want to see how she looks fresh-faced coming out of bed, waking up in the morning, and just seeing what does she look like without all those other things, the natural, everyday look, what she looked like when she was younger, just to get that idea. Is that something the facial technology also takes into account?
I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately, it's not, because we're dealing with the data provided to us. So basically, you're putting that makeup, you're trying to look the best of yourself. And you're taking the selfie. While you're taking the selfie, we're asking you to not put a lot of extensive makeup. We're asking you to not put glasses, which might how we're explaining, which might influence the accuracy of the predictions. And it's in your best interest to get the best prediction from the algorithm, so your matches will be most accurate.
But now, can you do multiple selfies on a profile to give someone the idea of what they look like on different looks of the day?
Of course.
If this is something of interest to the users.
Okay.
And
I would recommend that for those out there. If anyone went out there, if they want to go and show what they look like in different variations, I think from a guy's perspective, I would love to go and see what the woman looks like. If she's just staying at home to Netflix and chill, or she's going to go out, how she looks when she goes out as well. Give me the full, gamut of what she looks like on an everyday basis. That gives us like a good idea. And, it's like you said, no matter what a woman will add on to this, or a man adds on to themselves, it doesn't take away from the AI technology's ability to go and find out exterior patterns of personality.
Yeah. But as Eastern European woman, I'm not always happy to show myself without makeup. I want to look my best all the time. And I don't know if other women will feel the same. And not all the women.
Only beautiful women say that.
No,
come on. I have seen enough Eastern European women. It's like all people do is conceive beautiful girls growing up to be beautiful women. I don't think I rarely have seen anyone that came from Eastern Europe, from the Czech Republic or Poland or whatever, that I have not seen it have just dropped dead. Honestly, I think it's very hard. And that says a lot for both of you, that, to be at that class. It's not a matter of comparing yourself to be more beautiful than others. You were at that level. You make the cut and more than that. Just saying. But anyways.
Yeah, because we trying our best to look beautiful, right? It's not I think every woman can look beautiful.
Agreed.
It's just the efforts you put in putting the makeup, trying to find a clothes that really fits you. It's like a job, and again, it's a choice, right? If you want a man look at you and adore you because you're beautiful, you put that effort. If you want man to look beyond the beauty, beyond your exterior, just don't put makeup and go outside and show who you are, and I'm sure they're gonna fall in love with you just for who you are. So, yeah, it's a choice.
So there's a lady I talked to on one of my other programs, and I brought up the fact of, the importance of beauty and the empowerment that it does have, because I think there's a lot of what's being said where, there's so much that could be said about the empowerment of what a woman's youth and beauty have already. And that's the part that comes across, because for her, it comes through what's called dharmic feminism, and that there's a Shakti, a life force that moves, and it offers so much when it comes to a woman's beauty and the empowerment that she has. She talks about the fact that the beauty with Shakti is she doesn't need to give herself up in order to fight for her space. She holds her own. She knows her place, and no one's going to take that from her. Her job is just to shine and be glorious. And that's a real power of femininity that's there. So one of the things I also look at is, from your perspective, in Eastern Europe, in Europe in general, it's a different mindset as well from what's being brought here to America and how women are being programmed, which is why, we know there's a lot of men that will pursue women in other cultures because of the mindset you have, of your upbringing, of the beauty that you bestow, and how you love to, you're proud and you're confident with it. And again, you are shining and you are being glorious. When you look at some of the women that will go ahead and subscribe, American women that might not have grown up in the same mindset that you have, is that something you take into account and you look at to help encourage these women, to help them find their beauty so they can help find the best possible mate on a site like SCiMatch?
I think this is why we created SCiMatch in the first place. Imagine if you're on a dating platform and you met someone and some beautiful women, and AI and science tell you that you're just 20% compatible with her. Yes, it will put some doubt in your head that it might not to be worth to proceed with that woman. But then you come across with some other profile. Yes, she's not that glorious, but she's cute, and you find her cute, not as cute as that one, but you score like 80% or 90% with her. Would you be at least tempted to go and start conversation with that woman? I think a lot of men will do, because what we have right now doesn't work. So a lot of men, okay, let me try something else. Maybe this woman will worth to pursue much more the other one. And this is the problem with current dating. Only 20% of 10% of women constantly being hit on the dating profiles. But all other 80% of women just have no matches, being desperate. And it's only those 20% just so go around in the dating game. The same for men. It just...
Yeah, what we try to encourage our users is to look beyond the exterior, basically. Look at how compatible you are with different people in terms of your personality, because this is what gonna guarantee a success of your relationship. You might agree or disagree with me. After 1 year in relationship, you stop seeing how beautiful the woman is, right? You kind of get used to her beauty, right? And if you that moment, if your personality traits are not aligned, you're gonna have a lot of conflicts. You're gonna she could be a queen, the most beautiful woman in the world, but you cannot find a common language with her. And this will lead to divorce. This will lead to heartbreaking relationship or toxic relationship, which you don't want, right?
Right.
That's why what we do at SCiMatch is to encourage to look beyond the exterior, beyond the beauty, look at factors that really matter for building a happy, healthy relationships.
And we know that, again, with anybody that goes into a long-term relationship, that beauty will not sustain. It will change and evolve over time. So that's the part where people have to realize, that it's not the beauty that will be always there. It's going to be the other attributes, the other intangibles that are going to make the difference as to what pushes the buttons that makes you say, this is why I fell in love with her. This is why I fell in love with him. This is why we're together. The other thing I got to make mention of is, at the same time, I mean, I look at a lot of dating profiles, like you said, of women that feel like they feel inferior, they don't feel beautiful, and they don't feel like they can look a certain way. And I see that so often, and I feel like there's a bit of a damage as some of those women go on dating apps, and that you could just tell that, something went on, that they don't feel like they can go ahead and bring themselves to that conventional beauty, that they don't feel like they warrant it, or that they feel like they deserve to do that, or they just want to not conform at all. There's just something that says, no, we don't need to go ahead and subscribe to that. At the same time, the issues with men, I would think, is that if they go onto a site like SCiMatch, that they're thinking about the fact that, okay, I would love to find a girl that looks like my celebrity crush or my influencer crush, or just find a woman that's just ultraly beautiful. But then we have the mindset, I know I've had it for years, and I probably still have it if I go through it now, about finding a woman that I think just from beauty alone, she's so beautiful, she's out of my league. So what do you say about the guys out there that are also discouraged?
Well, first of all, we're giving those guys opportunity to connect with those perceived out of the league women, which could not be true if you never tried, for example, to reach out to women that you think are out of your league. So on other dating apps, you have to wait for mutual like, as you know. This woman's supposed to like you back. On our dating app, if your compatibility is higher than 50%, you have a chance to reach out to that woman. And because of AI being your wingman, right, it encourages you to reach out. It encourages you by saying you are compatible with that person. You're going to find very beautiful relationship with that person. And you can use this information as an icebreaker to reach out to that woman. You say, you know what, AI says we are highly compatible. Should we explore this relationship? So we probably give those men every possible tool to reach out to the woman they think it's out of their league.
Now, there's an AI dating coach you also provide in this. So there's the AI technology, not just in the facial recognition, but you also have it for helping to write your profile, helping to review it, having a chat assistant to help you out so that you know what to say, and letting AI kind of help you write what would be the best thing to go and, get the right response. And also a ghosting indicator so that you can also make sure to try to continue the conversation and not have anything that lulls back, something that shows that that there's still an interest there, and that, when you're in the heat of getting to know someone, some people are feeling there's not enough patience for us to go and keep waiting a couple of days for someone to get back to us when we're really interested in them. So you also have that too, specifically upgrading to the ghosting indicator. So what do you do when you feel like you're talking to someone on SCiMatch and there is a little bit of separation from the time that you started talking and that momentum starts to slide a bit?
We started SCiMatch 2 years ago, right? When AI was not such a hot topic, right? We, while everyone else now trying to hop on AI train, we've been there 2 years ago when we were explaining the power of AI to our users, right? That AI can actually predict the personality traits from your face, which for some people sound like a wizard thing or magic, but it's all science. Or, for example, using AI to help you with prediction of giving you people who look like your favorite celebrity, or helping you with icebreaking and etc. Right? Now it's much more easier to explain people that it's all possible. It's science because of emerging such powerful AI tools like ChatGPT. Now people actually can experience firsthand the power of AI with ChatGPT, and then they're more likely to believe in what we do. And it's all scientific. It's not magic, nothing else.
Right. I understand. So, you have a lot of this all fleshed out and thought out. So let's go ahead and simply go down to the website. So you can go ahead and download SCiMatch for the iTunes Store and Google Play. And for those who want to go ahead and jump on board, give the pitch as to why people should go ahead and jump on SCiMatch and what they can expect. Take about a minute or so to go ahead and tell our audience about that.
As we already mentioned many times today, we're currently facing a pandemic of loneliness, which clearly indicates that all solutions aren't working. Swiping culture doesn't bring us closer. It only divides us further. At SCiMatch, we have the right technology and the passion to change that. Our platform is powered by the latest innovations, offering people a new solution that encourages genuine connections. Instead of mindless swiping, we want users to see profile as real individuals with unique personalities. Dating isn't a game. It's something that should be taken seriously. So SCiMatch is poised to fill the next big shift in the dating landscape, and hopefully we'll stop swiping and start building real connections.
Wonderful. So website again, SCiMatch.com, SCiMatch.com, SCiMatch.com. Take a look and, find more about maybe you might have found the right dating app that you're looking for. Listen, I wanted to give the opportunity to have Yanina and Viktoriya on to go ahead and discuss, and let's see. I want to just make sure that the audience, if you are going onto the site, tell us what you think about it. I'd love to go and get comments, especially if it's on the YouTube feed here or on through me. Email me, kingofpodcasts@yahoo.com. I can go and grab it from there. I'd love to go and find out what thoughts and what opinions are out there for people that decide to go and get on here. And Yanina, Viktoriya Strylets, thank you for being on with me here on the Praise of the Debaucherous. I really appreciate you taking time out to go and tell us about the site.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you for brilliant questions and points. And hopefully your users find something helpful today from this podcast. And we're happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was a brilliant discussion. I think it's going to be, we made a lot of useful points, right? A lot of highlighted a lot of features that today available for online daters with power of AI.
Fantastic. So we're going to leave it there. And thank you both for being on with me. And thanks again for making time to go and talk about all this. And folks, we'll come back with another Depraved Debaucherous. But of course, we all got to come back for a little more of this show because we are at the end of the day, a little depraved and debaucherous.